Greetings, wonderful nurturers. It's a privilege to have you here on our channel. Today, we are diving into a topic that's incredibly important to the upbringing of our children, yet often underestimated as parents: the introduction of purity and boundaries in their lives. This topic is as timeless as parenthood itself, and as essential as their daily lessons. It's about how we teach our children to interact, how we deposit in them the respect for personal space, and how we guide them towards maintaining purity in their relationships. It's about establishing healthy boundaries that stimulate their growth, love, and mutual respect. It's about helping our children realize the significance of these boundaries and the role they play in constructing a respectful society. And yes, the lessons from the Bible can be our guiding star on this. In today's discourse, we delve deep into the wisdom of the Bible, extracting lessons about introducing purity and boundaries to our children. The Bible, a treasure trove of wisdom, provides valuable lessons about purity and boundaries that are essential for children to learn. It presents us with stories that demonstrate the results of crossing boundaries and the benefits of upholding purity. Take, for instance, the story of Joseph, a man of integrity and Potiphar's wife. Joseph, albeit being a servant in Potiphar's house, was repeatedly tempted by his master's wife. Yet he steadily held his ground, safeguarding his purity and personal boundaries. His choice to comply with God's commandments over immediate gratification is a lesson for parents to impart to children, emphasizing the importance of purity and personal. Even though Joseph's stand landed him in prison, he was ultimately rewarded for his firmness and promoted to a position of power. This story can be leveraged by parents to explain to their children the benefits of maintaining purity and boundaries. Let's draw a contrast with the story of Samson and Delilah. Samson, a man gifted with extraordinary strength, was manipulated Delilah into revealing his strength's secret. His failure to uphold his personal boundaries resulted in his downfall. He lost his strength, his freedom, and ultimately, his life. As parents, we can use Samson's story to warn our children about the severe consequences of not maintaining personal boundaries. These stories illustrate that purity isn't just about sexual restraint. It's about preserving moral integrity, respecting our boundaries and those of others, and making decisions that honor our commitments. Likewise, boundaries aren't only physical lines we establish, they are moral and ethical standards we set for ourselves. These standards guide our interactions and relationships, helping us distinguish between what is acceptable and what isn't. The Bible's narratives offer parents profound insights into teaching children about maintaining purity and setting boundaries. They underscore that our choices have consequences, and thus, it's crucial to choose wisely. These biblical stories can be instrumental in shaping the moral fabric of our children. The role of parents in educating children about purity and boundaries, dear friends, is paramount. It's a responsibility that begins at home and one that cannot be outsourced or delayed. Indeed, the importance of early education on these topics cannot be overstated. Why, you might ask, is parental guidance so vital in educating our children about purity and boundaries? The answer lies in the nature of children. They are sponges, soaking up everything around them. They learn from what they observe, and most importantly, from what is taught to them. The principles of purity and boundaries, they don't just emerge naturally. They need to be introduced, cultivated, and reinforced by parents. And what better tool to support us in this task than the good book itself? The Bible, its enduring wisdom and pragmatic teachings, can be an invaluable resource in communicating these values. It provides not only a moral compass, but also a guide, a handbook, full of examples and parables that can aid children in comprehending the gravity of these values. Take, for example, Proverbs 22:6, which says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." This verse underlines the significance of early education in a child's life. It emphasizes the role that we as parents play in molding our child's character and values. Yet it's crucial to remember that teaching is not just about verbal instruction. It's about exemplifying the values we wish to instill in our children. It's about showing through our actions what it means to lead a life of purity and to respect boundaries. As we have the remarkable ability to shape the future by instilling these values in our children. Now you might wonder, How can we guide our children towards understanding and practicing the biblical lessons of purity and boundaries? Let's delve into this topic and explore some practical steps together. First and foremost, communication is key. It's vital that we have open and transparent conversations about purity and boundaries with our children. This doesn't mean imposing rules authoritatively, but rather sharing your beliefs, your values, and setting clear expectations. It's about creating an environment where they feel comfortable and respected. Speaking of respect, it plays a significant role in teaching children about purity and setting boundaries. Respect isn't just about treating others the way you want to be treated. It's about appreciating the other person's beliefs and values, even if they are different from your own. Remember, parenting is a two-way street. It requires mutual respect and understanding. This leads us to our next point. It's essential to realize that each child has their own pace and comfort level. We should never rush or pressure them into something they're not ready for. It's about understanding and respecting their boundaries. Now let's consider the biblical support for these principles. Ephesians 4:2-3 states, "Be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace." This verse wonderfully captures the essence of communication, respect, and understanding. In the context of parenting, this means being patient with our children, bearing with their struggles, and striving for unity and peace. It's about earnestly working to instill these values in their lives. So, in summary, teaching children about purity and setting boundaries revolves around three key factors: communication, respect, and understanding. These are not just biblical principles, but practical tools that can empower you as a parent and help you guide your children through the intricacies of life. With these practical steps, we can endeavor to instill the biblical teachings of purity and boundaries in our children. As our discussion draws to a close, let's not forget that the journey to instill purity and boundaries in our children is continuous. It is not just a destination, but a path of lifelong learning. We've spent some insightful moments today delving into the relevance of purity and boundaries in relationships, drawing lessons from biblical wisdom and practical experiences. We've understood that these principles are not just rigid rules. They are the embodiment of respect, dignity, and that we hold for ourselves and impart to our children. We've highlighted the indispensable role parents play in developing their children's understanding of these principles. By setting a robust example and engaging in open dialogue about these topics, we can steer our young ones towards wholesome, satisfying relationships. The teachings of today will resonate in our children's future, guiding their choices and molding their personality. However, friends, the comprehension and application of these principles are not a one-off affair. It's a persistent journey of learning, growing, and trying to personify these values every day. It involves a deliberate decision to abide by these principles in our everyday life and relationships. It's about being responsible, cultivating self-respect, and demonstrating empathy and respect for others. So, as we conclude our discussion today, I urge each one of you to internalize these lessons. Ponder over them, implement them in your parenting, and witness the transformation they can bring about. Remember, it's never too late to embark on this journey. Whether you're a young parent or an experienced one seeking to guide your children, these principles can foster a positive change in your lives. Thank you for your valuable time. Your support is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video with your family and friends. Until we meet again, stay blessed and continue to shine your light.